What do you get when you combine money, crime, and police officers? You get Craigslist gone wild. The following is an actual Craigslist ad I posted titled Factory Unlocked iPhone 5 in mint condition. This factory unlocked iPhone 5, 32 gigabytes, is in mint condition. It has had a case and extreme zag with brake protection on it ever since I originally purchased the phone. There are no scratches or signs of wear, and phone will come with the original box, headphones, and charger. The phone also has the Apple Care Plus protection plan, which is active until September 20th of 2014. This is the best used phone you'll find. Please, serious offers only. I ended up listing the phone for $750, which at the time was a really good deal. The phone alone was worth $650, and the additional protection plan and warranty was worth an additional $250. When I listed the phone on Craigslist, I had worked at AT&T, which is one of the nation's largest cell phone providers. I was the one consistently telling my customers not to sell their devices on Craigslist, because there is no guarantee with the products you buy that are legitimate, and there's no protection from Craigslist if you get scammed. However, I proceeded to go against my own advice and listed the phone. I had many offers come through email, some of which were lowball offers and some were reasonable. I was looking for full price because I knew the value of the bundle was very good. A couple days after I made the post, I received a full price offer of $750. The email stated that the individual wanting the phone just had his phone stolen from him and needed a replacement right away for work. I agreed to meet with him the next day to move forward with the transaction. Waking up the next morning, I felt great. I was about to be $750 richer. When I got to work, I told my coworkers about the upcoming deal. I got everything ready, from a nice AT&T bag to a new set of Apple headphones to a new charging cable. I wanted everything to look brand new out of the box. I also grabbed a counterfeit pen just to make sure the bills were real. After work, I asked a good friend to tag along with me. As the night was ending, we made our way to the designated meeting location. Oh, I forgot to mention, this transaction was happening at 10:30 p.m. in a secluded parking lot of a school. Nothing was going to stop me from receiving $750 though, not even the strange time and location to be meeting. As we pulled into the parking lot of the school, there were no other cars around, just an empty baseball field with one individual standing there. I began to think differently about continuing with the transaction at this point. But like I stated before, it was $750 and the individual was alone. I got out of the car and approached the individual with the bag I had prepared for him. I also had the counterfeit pen ready to go. I greeted him and initiated in small talk to get myself comfortable with handing over my iPhone. I learned that he was a student at METC studying business. He asked to see the phone and check the condition before he had purchased it. I took the phone out of the box and handed it over to him so he could take a look at it. And as soon as he had the phone in his hand, he took off running.
No.
I stood there in shock for what seemed like minutes, trying to decipher whether this was real life or a dream. I instantly felt my adrenaline kick in and I proceeded to chase him to reclaim my iPhone. I will tell you, this guy was very fast. The only time I got close to catching him was when he almost tripped on a shallow divot in the ground. He continued to run until he reached the houses at the back of the field and turned sharply behind a fence. I decided to let him go because I didn't know what was waiting for me behind the fence. I immediately called the Madison Police Department to file a police report of the incident. About 15 minutes later, a single police officer had pulled into the lot and assisted me in filing the report. Knowing that these scam hunters typically try and sell a stolen phone immediately, I asked the police officer if I found the individual, would they be willing to help me catch him? She stated that I'd have to give her a call if I found more information about the individual. The next day, I proceeded to check Craigslist. It seemed like I checked every 10 minutes for new posts. I ended up coming across the post I originally had put on Craigslist, but there was something different. The timing was off. It ended up the individual had copied and pasted my exact post on Craigslist to try and sell my stolen phone. I immediately went into investigative mode and replied to the post. I came up with a believable story as to why I needed the phone and offered to pay the amount asked for if I could get the phone that day. I received a reply within minutes agreeing to sell me the phone that day. I asked where we should meet and he suggested a Wendy's, which happened to be about a block away from the crime scene the night before. I called the officer that helped me the night before and told her I found the suspect and that I have an opportunity to buy the phone back today. I asked her if she would be willing or able to help me catch him. She said that she needed to call her sergeant to see if it would be okay. About an hour later, I received a call from her and she said the Madison Police Department would be willing to help try and catch him red-handed. I gave her the details of where and when, and she began to create a plan of action. Later that night, we met about a mile away and I jumped into her completely unmarked police car, and she stated that there were going to be other officers helping us out that evening. We pulled into a parking lot next to Wendy's about 30 minutes prior to the agreed upon time that we were going to meet and went into stealth mode. All of the lights were out and we were in a full out stakeout. The suspect pulled into the parking lot in a black Oldsmobile, as he said he would. Once he was in place, the officer's radio started to sound with instructions on how and when to move in on the suspect. The sergeant came on the radio and stated, "When the traffic light turns green, we all move in and surround the suspect's vehicle." Next thing I hear was go, go, go. Within seconds, there were 7 police cars with lights flashing surrounding the car and a dog from the K-9 unit barking up a storm. They pulled the suspect and another person from the car. Luckily, I was able to immediately identify the subject. The police searched the vehicle but could not find my phone. However, they were able to find many other phones which were presumed to be stolen, high quantities of drugs, and drug paraphernalia. They arrested both subjects and took them in for questioning. The individual who stole my phone was under the age of 18, so it was only considered a misdemeanor. I filed for restitution and collected my $750 based upon the agreed upon amount. I'm thankful that the situation ended the way it did, and from this experience I've learned that you never know who you are meeting when you buy or sell on Craigslist. Please take what you have learned from my experience and make educated decisions. If I were to do it all over again, I would sell my phone through eBay, which pays you first before you ship the device. There is physically no meat between the buyer and seller in most cases. I hope you enjoyed and learned from my Craigslist Gone Wild experience. Thank you.